What is going on, everyone? Welcome to G-Ball Vision. Today I got a little blade buffet for you. We have a couple of different knives to check out from a couple of different companies. Now, while we're getting started, let me know down in the comments what your EDC is for today. Love seeing what you guys are carrying. We're going to start off with this knife coming from Tack Knives here. Now, I had no idea this knife was coming, and I had no idea this knife was being released. And I know there are some videos out there already on this feller. I am on my own time frame. But this is a new release for Tack Knives, and I will have this link down below. As far as I know, they have a bunch of these in stock, and there are a ton of different colors and combos that you can get. Now, what we are looking at here is a new OTF, and you're like, why is there utility blades maybe? Well, this is an OTF with a rechangeable utility blade, and it's got a quick change mechanism up here. We're looking at an aluminum body with a bunch of fluting and milling done. We have a deep carry clip here that is really nice. You can tell that it is not an afterthought. I have had this out of the pouch because I had no idea what it was. So I did get it out and kind of mess with it, but that was about the extent of it. And it also comes with a nice little stack of SK5 utility blades. So that is a really nice touch. If you're someone who maybe don't have, a stack of utility blades in your toolbox or something, it comes with a nice case of them. Now, this is really cool, guys. These are going to be, I think with the coupon code I have, these are going to be very, very affordable. I want to say these come in under that $50 price point. So yeah, I just looked it up. With the discount code, they're going to go down around 48 bucks, and that is pretty damn solid, guys. You're not going to find an OTF that is well made down around that price, or at least not very often. So 48 bucks for this bad boy right here. That is really cool. And from what I read on the little blurb that was sent to me, there was very few companies that were willing to do this type of machining. Basically, this is a raised texturing here. And in order to do that, the rest of this has to be shaved down, right? So this is another layer on top of this aluminum that's been basically milled down, which means that's a lot of machine time here. So we're not looking at just a simple aluminum handle. It's all completely smooth. We have a bunch of texturing on both sides and the top and bottom. So he didn't hold back on the milling on this thing. The other really cool addition is this has a deep carry clip that is reversible. You can tell it is not an afterthought. And then the switch here, that is really well done. It's not going to be fatiguing on the thumb to push this up or pull it back down. You have a little bit of take up there, and as soon as you hit that wall, this thing comes firing out. And then the same in the reverse. You have a little bit of take up there, and as soon as you hit that wall, boom. So really, really nice. And it's not hard to push it out. I mean, just a little bit of effort, you can push this thing out. A lot of OTFs, you won't be able to just kind of lackadaisically push this switch up. Now, it's not so easy to the point where, it's just going to get pushed up. You got to put a little effort into it, but it's going to be very easy. Texturing on both sides is really well done. I love how it really comes up to that peak. That means you can really get underneath of this to push it out, and then the same to pull this thing back down. This really kind of reminds me of the in its style, the one that O-Knife has done, because you can really get a good grip on this thing here. Now, you only have the quarter, which is typical of these utility type blades, whether it's an OTF or a folder or whatever it is. A lot of times you're looking at about a quarter of the blade. You could maybe say 1/3, but that's that's pretty typical of a utility knife, but what that allows you to do is really choke up behind that edge if you had to get into something or if you really need to get up on that tip. But I really like the tack knife zipper. Like I said, I'll have his website linked down below with my coupon code for 48 bucks. This thing is awesome, and now that we've done the unboxing, I am going to be putting this right into my pocket and certainly going to annoy Ashley with that as much as I possibly can. Quite the buffet for you, because we have an OTF, we have a folder here, and I believe the last one is going to be a EDC type of fixed blade. Now this one's coming in from Free Tiger. If you're not familiar with them, they are more of a budget company. They dabble in the $20 to $40 range. Now, this is going to be a budget offering here, but it's a newer budget offering. And the Free Tiger FT71, they do the numbering thing over there. At least they do for now. But you can tell from the first couple of knives I checked out from them to this one, they have made some really good changes. First and foremost, the pocket clip is going to be a lot better than on some of the previous models. It is going to be a deep carry, ultra deep carry for that matter. We do have a G10 backspacer and G10 for our handles, and then there is a steel liner in there as well. Pancake construction, and then we have a lanyard hole. It's going to be right-hand carry only, and then we are looking at a PVD coated D2 drop point blade. The action on this is pretty damn good. I think you'll find that these are probably around the $20 mark, and for that is not too bad at all. We got great access to the liner there, very easy to get to and disengage. Now the flipper doesn't have any jimping on it, but it's kind of that standard flipper where you can really get on it anyway. I don't think, that'll be a huge detriment to the knife. Another thing is, because this is kind of softened on the end, you can use that as a push button as well, or kind of do a combination of both. But I think the light switch really suits this well. The detent isn't like overly strong, but if you get on that flipper and send it, it's going to come flying out of there. Good size as well. We'll get a quick measurement on this speller. I'll do individual videos on each of these. We're looking at 3.5 inches of cutting edge, or just shy of that, and we can say that for the blade length as well, and 7 7/8 overall, so almost at that 8-inch mark. Comfortable in the hand. It is semi-contoured. It's not completely flat, and I wouldn't say it's completely contoured either, but there is a slight raise there. Everything's chamfered off really nicely. For 20 bucks though, it's hard to stick your nose up at that right there. Now, the next one we have coming in is from Lothar, and they have been, in regards to the budget world, they have been pretty impressive here as of lately with their folders, with their fixed blades. They've been dabbling in a lot of D2 and 14C. You have a little goodie sack in there, and I think there's extra hardware in there as well. But we also, yes, this thing is awesome. Lothar, a couple months back, put out a small double-edged dagger-style mini fixed blade, and this is a new release for them, and this is called the Beaver, the Lothar Beaver here, and it is a neck knife EDC type of fixed blade, and I believe, let me see, yes, this is coming in 14C 28N, guys. So we have a beautiful sheep's foot style blade, 14C 28N. Look at the hardware here. I really like that. They're almost like pins, but it's got the Lothar logo on it. We have a little ring back here. You're getting into that reverse grip. I don't think that's really what that's going to be for, at least not for my hand. Pretty much going to just use this as a normal knife. Now, Considering this is designed to be a neck knife, these typically don't have really long handles. This is actually a little bit longer. Typically, they stop right there, and you're going to get like a 3-finger grip. Because of that ring, you can kind of put the pinky through there, depending on your hand size, of course, and you'll be able to get pretty much a full grip on this little neck knife. It's going to come out of the box with a chain for neck carry, and then it also comes with a horizontal clip there as well. So if you want to carry this thing scout carry on the belt, you have that option. I don't know if that can be flipped around. It might be able to be flipped around and carried in a vertical manner as well. As far as retention goes, good retention, a good pop on the way in, and a nice click on the way out. They do undercut this a little bit, and that'll allow you to kind of get a 2-finger grip on this as you're pulling it out, and then add in the index once it's out. But this is really nice. We have a fairly, for as short as this is, I would say that's an average blade stock there. One thing I want to check with both of these is what kind of edge we are going to be looking at out of the box here. And yeah, that's absolutely money right there. Really nice. See what we got from Free Tiger here. And this one might need a little touching up. Let's see here. Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah. If you're cutting it the proper way, yeah, that's not too shabby at all. And then, of course, drop point will be able to poke no problem. And if you are wondering the size on the beaver here, we got a little over 2.5 inches. We'll call it 2 and 5/8 of cutting edge. And then coming down there around 6 and 3/16 overall. So this would be a nice little kind of backup cutter, or just kind of a primary cutter even. That's one thing I've found a lot of use in neck knives, is having this around, hanging as a neck knife. It is the almost ultimate convenience. Just having it right there, ready to go, pull it out, and you can cut open your box or your bag of chips or whatever the hell it is, and right back in the sheath, and it's ready to go for the next time you need it. And convenience is sometimes a huge deal. We're also talking $35 for this thing right here. So $35, 14C. We're looking at textured G10, nice Kydex sheath. It isn't a taco sheath, but it is a very slim sheath. It's very short, slim, doesn't weigh much at all. If you're interested in seeing a further in-depth video on this, I'll probably include this in some upcoming videos. I don't know if we'll do an individual video on this or not, but or this one here, maybe. We'll see. Let me know if you want to see any of these in a more in-depth light. But you'll have to let me know, what is your favorite knife from today's video? Is it the Tack Knives Zipper? Is it the Free Tiger FT71 here, D2 G10, or is it going to be this fixed blade from Lothar in 14C and G10? That's going to be a tough call for me. I'd say between one of these two, and I'm probably leaning towards this just because you have that fidget factor added in with this thing, and it'll really allow me to annoy people whenever I want. So that pulls over, and then that just slides out. So this little tab slides over, boom, you're locked right in. Can we? No, you can't. It has to go all the way back. And then once you're in, you are locked in. Yes, my daughter made me a nice little bracelet, little gem. You like that? So let me know, what was your favorite knife from today's video? Like I said, I will have all these knives linked down below in the description. I know I have a coupon code for TAC knives. You can pick those up for like 48 bucks, and that is a hell of a deal for all the machining that goes into that aluminum. And it's a nice thick handle too. It's going to fill out the hand very nicely. You can tell that Shane put a lot of thought into this OTF right here. And as I said earlier, you can tell the pocket clip is not an afterthought. It's included nicely and able to be switched over for lefties, making this an ambidextrous OTF, which is pretty rare. Not a ton of OTFs have that ability. And I would say that, you know, those two holes kind of flow pretty nicely. What would have been really cool, I guess it wouldn't have been possible. I was going to say to have two screws in here that were kind of mounted from the top and then smoothed over, but you wouldn't be able to do that because you have to account for the pocket clip being on top there. But I really like this zipper right here, especially for 48 bucks. That is a banger of a deal. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I love hearing from you down in the comments. If nothing else, let me know what you are carrying today. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. That helps push this video out there to more people. It really does. Conversate down in the comments. That is ultimately very welcome. If you're new to the channel here and you enjoy knives, EDC, gear, well, you're in the right place. I release daily videos just like this, so make sure you subscribe, ring that bell. That'll notify you anytime I release new videos or when I go live, which I do every Saturday night. You're more than welcome to come and hang out. I'd love to see you there. I will catch you guys on the next one.